Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is finally time to make a video I've been waiting a long time to make. It's called the Leadership Banking video, and in order to do this, you have to have a release commander event or BOGO mags or both, and we just got the update. So it's buy one get one for magazines, and it is release more. So extra B commanders. Instead of one B commander, you get two B commanders. Guaranteed. You don't get any A commanders, I don't think. In the last couple events, we haven't been getting any A commanders like you normally get. They're really rare, but anyway, we're getting double Bs, which is great because you level those commanders up, you release. When they get to S class, you pump them full of magazines, and then you absorb them into the commander you want to put them into. If you're not sure, you can bank them onto a commander you definitely plan to eat one day. And I like to bank them on a commander that you have trouble releasing, like a Lilith or a Grievous or a Kraken, someone you can eat that you're not going to main anyway. That way, when you're releasing 10, you're not constantly just getting 5 or 10 magazines because it's a C or D commander. But anyway, okay, so let's show the BOGO Mags event, right? So we got some gold set aside for this. We go to the shop, we buy the magazine rack. Let's go down to, there we go, just under 200, or just over 200,000 left. We're in the middle of Centicon, so we get no taxes here. So we'll buy 300, and I'll show you guys the world map here so you see I'm not getting taxed for that. All right, and it mails you and says, hey, you bought the magazines, here's the extra 3 we promised you. So you go into your inventory here, and you find the magazines. There we go. These are the extra 3, and that just adds on to the existing ones I've had. I've already banked up 5,500, is it? 5,562. So we're going to use a few of those to get my remaining commanders that are already S-Class. We're going to get them up to absorbing potential and then bank them onto Lilith. So I have a success rate of 50%. I want to take that to 40%, and that 40%, no matter how high the leadership is, it never goes lower than 40% unless you're in a leadership ad event. So I'm going to take these commanders up to 40%. Oh, I did one extra there. And then I'm going to bank them and then save all my magazines until the next leadership ad event. And then I'm going to take them up really high. Hopefully by then I'll have maybe 10,000 magazines or something like that. So there's 900 there. That Eastwood is an EAT commander. Fabian is an EAT commander. And all these other commanders here, these are all still A and B and C class. So I already recycled them a couple weeks ago. I'll go ahead and eat the remaining S classes, and I'll do a bunch of release 10. And then I'll probably save my magazines. I think I'll save my magazines maybe till Monday just to get these guys high enough to farm monsters. So let's get him pumped up real quick, and then we're going to bank them all onto Lilith. So during the a leadership success event, which usually takes place right during a server merge, right during or right before a server merge, the success rate goes up so high that you can take commanders, instead of getting 800 or 980 if they're level 60, you can take them all the way up to like 2,600, and you still have an 80% success rate. So right now I'm sitting on 980, and I have a 40% success rate, so I got to stop there. And at that point, that's where I absorb. But during the success event, you take a much higher, which requires a much more magazines, and you get far more out of your commander's leadership, or getting them to S class is a bit of work, right? It takes a lot of release 10, or just a lot of just release day after day after day to finally get them to S class. But your C and your D and your B commanders are the most common ones to get to S class, so those are the ones we recycle the most. And occasionally your A-class commanders, but there aren't very many good normal A-class commanders right now, so you kind of save them for when the time is right. And for me, I haven't decided where I want to put all my leadership yet. I have an idea, but I'm going to go ahead and just bank it on Lilith, and that way I know if I do want to go through with it, I can always eat her later and not feel too bad about it. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Let's activate Lilith now that all my lower commanders are ready to be eaten. Right? I'm not going to eat any of those guys. All right, so we'll deactivate him, her, whatever that is, and we'll turn Lilith on. And let's start absorbing. So we will leadership absorb, and we'll take Ichiro, and we'll take Maruko, and we'll take Eastwood, and we'll take Raiden. And what ends up happening is all this leadership gets banked onto Lilith, and then Lilith has increased leadership, and I can eat Lilith later, or I can just leave her as is for now. But leadership's the one thing in the game, no matter how much you transfer it around, you never lose it. There's no tax on leadership. So every magazine that's ever successful, you will always get it or get to keep it. So there's Megan. I've got to get Jigen. All right. And how many left? Is that the last one? That's the last C, B, and D commanders. Okay, so those are the rest. Lilith is sitting at 8322. So 8322, not bad. I can put that onto any other commander I want, but for now, I am just going to start releasing 10 and hopefully get those commanders back. And let's not show that again for a while. We'll get those commanders back, and they'll be C, D, and B class for a while. I don't need to get them to S right away. The commander's leadership success event, maybe I'll focus on it then if I need to, but I'd rather release their medals than just get the magazines for them, because you're better off just recycling them than just turning them into medals every time. So let's see, there we got Raiden, Fabian, Jigen, Nekajiro back. So they're back in my commander pool. And then I just got medals for the rest of them. So let's keep going here. We've got 200,000 gold. We got plenty of gold. And I don't think I'm going to be recycling any of these guys that are hitting S class. Once I start seeing magazines pop up, that means they're S class. And you know, you're just basically turning some that you could have potentially recycled into magazines, which, like I said, it's not terrible, but you know, it's not something you want to do if you plan on getting a big leadership commander. So we can always jump back here and take a look at the commander screen real quick. And see, I'm still getting medal, so I know no one's S class. We can go back here and just show that real quick. These guys just need to evolve up. So, okay, Vega hit S class. He's a B class commander, and this is early on in my recycling release 10 event. I still have 180 or 70,000 gold. I may eat Vega, because I'm going to be getting a lot of B commanders. Now, release B commander event is a good time to do it, because B commanders are more rare than C and D, which are more common in the release 10 event. But the very best event is the release 10 for an S class commander, like a the X event or a Chief event. Release more A commanders isn't terrible, but with the release S class event, it's a 10% chance to get an S class, and every time you get the S class, you just dump magazines, eat, and then release 10 again. Of course, you got to bank up a bunch of gold or spend for that gold, but that's the way you do that. So let's eat that Vega while we're thinking about it, and then we'll just release 10 until our heart's content. And that's how we do the leadership banking. So when you see guys with really big commanders, there are inefficient ways of doing it, just off events on a Tuesday, you know, randomly. You can always do this, but you know, by having it during a BOGO Mags event, having it during a Release 10 event, you really do get an extra bang for your buck there. So totally worth doing. It's worth being patient for, because when it does finally come around, it's fun to know that you were patient and waited for it. And you know, once you dump it into the commander you've been waiting to dump it into, it's exciting to show the guild mates and show everyone what you've been up to. But yeah, so we'll do one more leadership resort of Vega here, and do some more Release 10. And then, yeah, we'll close the video up on that. You know, if you guys have any other ideas about better ways to get magazines, better ways to release 10, better events to do it on, I mean, put it in the comments below. You know, these comments are going to last a long time, and people will see it moving forward, and I like responding to them. There's a small little community of us Arca War people, so, you know, interact with us, leave a comment, I'll get back to them. If you check the comments right now, you'll see I've probably responded to anyone that's commenting on this video. So, you know, tell your guild mates, tell your friends, share it around. Yeah, the next season of the Galactic Battle's coming, Season 4. We've got a pretty active Reddit community and a Discord community. So get involved, man. Put your name out there. Introduce yourself. You don't have to be the biggest lord on your server, you know, but if you're willing to hang out and talk to people and share what you know, there's a group of us, you know. Come by, say hello, introduce yourself. Hit me up in the comments below, and yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. You'll see there, Exorcist just gave us a magazine there. That means he's S-Class now. I'm going to go ahead and leave him S-Class. And did I just release one? I did. How stupid. Okay, let's try that. There we go. All right. So we've got a little more releasing 10 to do. Let's see if we'll get lucky and hit an A-Class. I am really confident you can't get the typical A commander like Kraken and Lilith and Grievous and those guys. So, oh, we got our Vega back. Okay. So I don't expect to see them, but it'd be cool. We might get lucky. You never know. Might be cool if we get like a hoodoo. My hoodoo's really close. I think I need 1 medal for hoodoo. I would like to have my hoodoo be nice and big, just to crush on enemy plasmas. He's still A class, so I don't want to dump into him yet. And when he does get S class, I'll play around with him a little bit. There's a Stella. That was a rare one, huh? Finally got an A class. It was my Stella from the Nixoff faction. Good to see her making an appearance. It's about time. I like to say like the faction commander's like a 5% chance. Oh, there's a Grievous. Okay, so you can get A. And I don't think I had Grievous. Oh, I did. Okay. Yeah, so you can get A. I was wrong. Good. You saw it live. So, how many more release 10s do you think we ought to do? Oh, boy. I'm going to go down to 90,000, and then I'm going to evolve them up. And we're going to take one more look at Lilith. And, yeah, then we're going to close it out. So, yeah. Go to those comments. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. You know, check out my my playlist. I got a bunch of Arc of War videos. There's all types of different stuff. People that comment on these videos or join us in Discord that are sharing comments and tips and helpful things. I put them into videos. If you want to, you know, donate something, I'll credit you. Check the video credits. Sometimes it's a particular individual that, you know, lets us know this stuff. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you get to do something similar in the future. Just save that gold up. Wait to use it for the right events. You know, it takes a lot of patience. You know, not everyone can be Wax. Wax is probably the most patient guy on our server. He's the most efficient with gold I've ever seen. He really knows how to cash in and get these leadership events going. Wax, if you're watching this, I know you got some tips you'd like to share. Help out, buddy. Come on. I know you got stuff for us. Come on. Don't be selfish. Even though we're not in the same guild anymore, you can join in. Alright, so we're just evolving these guys away. Man, I don't think I've ever evolved this many so quickly. Jeez. I don't think any of these hit S class, but anyway, it's fun to watch. And it's good to see him back. You know, the one thing that's funny about doing this leadership recycle thing is come Thursday next week when it's time to gain power again, you just level these guys up back to 60 again. You gain a ton of power. And you win that event, get some extra gold there and some extra items. So on Monday I'll add a bunch of magazines to them to get them good enough to farm monsters. So you know, you get to reuse them in the events to come. So anyway, there's our Lilith, and we'll eat her. She went from being 1,000 to 9,000 in this video. And yeah, so we're banking the leadership there until we have a better use for it. I think they might be nerfing Plasma soon, or not Plasma, sorry, Bullet. And if they do, I'm going to want to transfer that stuff off of him. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.